I've come to realize that America is losing the war. We have spent thousands, millions on all the military equipment you can think of, all of the technological advances that you can give and adapt to the human brain. We have seen. And one thing that I have come to realize is that despite all of the money that we've invested into making sure that we can be the hardest, most hardcore, dangerous, egregious group of of military that there is, and human species that there is, we're losing. Because at the end of the day, 98% of people are going to drive down the street in their car and make a stop at McDonald's and get a hamburger. No one has enough discipline to keep themselves from going down to the McDonald's to keep themselves from getting a hamburger. So we were losing the war, regardless. We don't have the discipline to win the war if we can't win the war against ourselves. And deep down, I think we're all at war against ourselves. Being realistic, I think that's the thing, is that we're all at war against ourselves. All of the problems that you probably have in your life, if you really was to look back at it and look at every stress that's going on, whether it might be kid problems, baby mama problems, family problems, other issues, job issues, whoever knows say what, maybe your body's not looking right, you're not happy with it. Who says, right? What I'm getting at, or what the point is that if you come to an agreement with yourself, you say, for every time I think that I have a problem in my life, I'm going to blame myself for this problem, then you will 100% understand that all of your problems are either not that big of a problem, they can easily be fixed, or they can easily be prevented in the future. But you have to be able to blame yourself. So, one thing that I've noticed, I don't know if you all can see that, but my trash can has been moved. There's two ways it could be moved, and I believe that the first one is probably the more likely one, which is that whoever is getting frustrated that I leave my trash can on the street for every Thursday consistently keeps moving it. That's one option. The other option is it did just finish raining, right? Could be a tree, or it could be blown. It's a possibility. Unlikely. Mad unlikely. It's got weight to it. Very unlikely. Luckily, I have cameras. I just don't be checking them for those types of things. And I don't understand who keeps moving my trash can. It's a very weird thing to do, being honest. But, oh well. I blame myself. At the end of the day, I still blame myself. Because it's my fault. If I put the trash can down in my driveway, I wouldn't have that issue. Right? If I put the trash can down in my driveway, I wouldn't have that issue. Or if I sat outside and I just waited to see who's going to come test to touch my trash can, I almost feel like nobody would touch my trash can. If I could prevent it that way. There's plenty of ways that could be prevented, right? I don't know the legalities of it, but I could probably put some type of bear trap around that trash can if I really wanted to hem somebody up, but we're not going to take it there. Luckily, I walk that driveway every day, as you all know. I'll just go move the trash can right back to where I normally put it. You got to solve your own problems, man. You got to blame yourself for everything. Then situations like that don't really matter. A lot of things in life. One thing that I've realized I have to blame myself for is I got enough time to tell this story. Yeah, I got enough time. I'll tell it. So many years ago, I went out with this girl as a friend. We went to this. I think it was like a fair on the beach. So we go to this fair. We go all the way up the parking garage. Park at the top of the parking garage. It's full. We go to the fair, we enjoy the time, we come back, get in the parking garage, and we're leaving. As we're leaving the parking garage, it does like it's going down, does the loops, right? So as you're doing the loops, the very first loop, top floor, there's cars that are coming in from the right angle, and then we're going straight. So there's a car that's kind of wanting to get in front of me that's coming from the right angle, and I don't really care too much. At the end of the day, we're all stuck at the top level of this garage. I'm not getting out any faster than nobody, so no big deal for me. Well, the girl I was with, she was Puerto Rican, very Puerto Rican, and very high intense. And so one thing that she did, she was in my passenger seat. There's a group of I'm gonna say three black guys. They're in there probably like their 30s, and I'm like maybe 19, something like that. I'm gonna say I'm a kid. And so immediately they start saying, yeah, that's what I thought, stuff like that. And I'm kind of just like, chill, no big deal. It bothers me none. If I'm being realistic, it really didn't bother me. I don't get that road rage that people get. Like, yeah, I might get frustrated, but in that case, it didn't bother me. Like I said, we getting out at the same time. Who cares? The Puerto Rican girl I'm with, it wasn't the same for her. It bothered her immensely. I mean, she started saying, what the hell, fuck you, she started going off. My bad for the language, but she started going off. She started going off on them, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you going off on these three guys that clearly I'm outnumbered? I'm not in my city. I don't know anybody here, and I'm 19 years old. These guys, like, in their early 30s, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Why are you going off? I didn't say that to her. But in the moment, I remember she just kept going off for a good, I'm going to say that altercation was about 5 to 6 minutes straight. And then they started, the whole time she going off against them, they're going off against me. And I'm just like, I didn't know what to do. But what I will say is, she sat in my passenger seat, frustrated for the rest of the night, whatever. We get home, forget all about it. She done forgot about it for years, but I can remember what happened. Let me get you to the significance of this story. Afterwards, when I thought about it, I was like, man, despite me not having any ill intentions toward the people that was, just being aggressive just because, right? I feel like I looked as if I was a bitch because she was arguing and I was just allowing them to argue back and them to have a screaming match back and forth with her while I'm just kind of sitting there looking like a bitch, essentially, in my eyes. Now, years later, I've told her this, and she says she don't even remember the story. She don't remember that happening. But for many years, I said, after that, if I'm ever in a position where there is going to be a significant other or another girl that's around me, despite what the scenario is, I'm going to make sure she's well aware that I'm not no bitch. So what that means, unfortunately, is, and this is something that could later get me arrested, right? If they decide to use video evidence, I don't know how much they could use it, because all of this is really just talking about in figurative speech. None of this is legitimate, right? Just thoughts out loud. Not even thoughts. Figurative thoughts. Imaginary thoughts, if you will. If somebody was to test me enough, I honestly believe if a significant other is with me and somebody's testing me, I'm going to make sure that the altercation goes above what that person's initiating. So if that person's in a screaming match, we're going to take this to a pushing match. If he takes it to a pushing match, we're taking this to a fighting match. And then so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, the girl's going to remember that, oh, Troy did something in that moment. Because as I get older, I realize my name's Troy, which means warrior. I feel like I'm this is what I'm meant to be. I'm meant to be a fighter of some sort. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know what. I've been in fights in my life, but not as of my adult life. But I can say that I've practiced fighting, and I've got the I've got the physique and the hopefully the skill set to be able to react quick enough in a street fight if these type of circumstances go down in life, right? But yeah, so I've decided ever since that moment, whenever she was going off on them, that I'm never going to be put in this position again. Like, if anything, I should have been back yelling with, nah, who y'all talking to? First off, y'all better calm y'all voice down when y'all talking to her. Or at the very least, I could have calmed the entire situation down. Like, look, y'all go ahead and get in front. But look, you can't just be disrespect. You gotta, if I was older, I would have thought back then. This was the 19-year-old version of me, right? I'm older now. Now I look at it a little differently. I don't think that situation would have happened the same way. But that's what I'm saying is you gotta prepare for those types of moments because you never truly know. You never truly know what could happen and when it could happen. And so now I'm just fully prepared. I'm fully prepared for the moment that somebody decides they want to disrespect me. My significant other is next to me because my significant other is going to see the side of me that nobody else has gotten to see. And I'm 100% ready for that moment. It actually sounds to me like it could be potentially fun. But yeah, life goes on. Just wanted to share that quick story. Hopefully that might put some bark in some of you guys. A lot of you guys be soft. You would have been in the same position I was, but you would have been like that 25, 30, 35 years old. We can't be doing that. If you're gonna be a bitch, you got to get your bitchness out of the way when you're young. You can't carry that on when you're later. It's like when they say you go to jail or you go to prison, you can't you can't be the same person you was on the outside. You got to toughen up a little bit. Well, you might as well go ahead and toughen up on the outside before you got to fake it when you're in prison, right? And I'm not saying I'm going to prison, jail, whatever. I'm just throwing it out there. Worst comes to worst. You can't fake hard. You can attempt it, but it won't last. At least with the people I've talked to that's went to prison and jail. That's what they've told me. But anywho, that's all besides the point. I'm going to make it quick. Simple video today. Till next time.